Today's episode is What if my investment doesn't work out? Hello and welcome to the Successful, Sensitive and Intuitive Entrepreneur podcast. My name is Lydia Sophia Wilmsen and I am an intuitive success mentor for sensitive entrepreneurs. In this podcast, I speak about the challenges sensitive and intuitive entrepreneurs face. I offer you new perspectives and solutions, as well as experiences of other entrepreneurs. Plus, I speak about my personal experience of being a highly sensitive person who has successfully built and scaled 2 businesses. All of that with the goal to make you and your business even more successful in your very unique and authentic way. Have fun and enjoy. I came up with this idea or this podcast idea because recently I did a poll on LinkedIn and I asked the people, what keeps you or what holds you or what keeps you away from, what keeps you from investing in yourself and in your business? And there were many different opinions, many different answers. And this one was what created 60%. So 60% of all the people who answered had the fear, what if my investment doesn't work out? And this is why they are reluctant to invest or why they don't do it at all. And I really want to give you a different perspective today on this idea of what if my investment doesn't work out? Because it is so common. And I know that from my path and I know it from many of my clients. I know it from all people. And it's not only regarding business investments. Actually, everywhere where you invest time, money, and or your energy, could even be relationships, could be family issues. All of those are investments of either your time, your money, or your energy. And it applies to everywhere. So often we are fearful of commitment. We are fearful of committing to an investment of like in whatever area of our lives. It could even be health-wise. So it is actually much more than just business investments and putting money into coaching or putting money into buying some kind of resource for your business. It is an approach to life, actually. And I really want to shift your thinking around that today because we are so focused on the outcome. If you ask yourself the question, if you have this idea towards an investment, this idea of like, what if it doesn't work out? You have already lost because it's actually not about the outcome. I want to give you a different view today, what investments are and how you can see them and how you can make them beneficial for you. And I also have 3 reasons why people have this fear of not like, oh, what if my investment doesn't work out? And I also want to give you like those reasons and how you can shift them. But I really want to start with the fundamental piece of that, because the foundation of investment is risk. And then it is about you, how you manage that risk, and that risk being inside of yourself. Because you can't change the world, you can't change the planet. You don't have any choice when it comes of really your investment working out. Even when we go back to finances, you could invest into something bulletproof. And even that, because of the most craziest of reasons, could go south, could go sour, could not work out. So in the end, you don't have the 100% knowingness that it's going to work out. So there is always a piece of risk when it comes to investments, whether it be business investments or personal investments into relationships, into friendships. You don't have the 100% guarantee. There is always an element of risk. And this element of risk is what you have to manage. And how you do that is that you see twofold, that you see investments twofold. And that is, first of all, there is the pull. There is your desire. There is the reason why you want to invest. Whether it is you want to support your business or you want to invest time with a partner that you commit to a relationship, or it is something nice you want to buy for your house, something to upgrade your house. There is the desire, the pull towards something. For very intuitive people, or we are all intuitive, so those people who have really stepped into that, it can really be without reason. There is this idea of, I want that. This is really something that calls me. And from a logical or rational perspective, there are not even reasons for it. And very often you can have all the logical reasons, all the rational ideas why something is good, and the desire and the pull is not there. So I always tell myself and tell others, follow your pull, follow your desires. You never have the whole picture. And there is something that wants to be expressed. And this is why there is the desire. This is the first part. Follow your pull, follow your desire in whatever investments. And then comes the second part, super important, and that is detachment. And this is where so many people get investments wrong, all kinds of investments. The detachment piece. Because then comes the fear, what if my investment doesn't work out? They focus on the outcome, and the reason that they invested is not anymore because of their desire, because they want to expand, because they want to express something, a desire in their lives. No, now it is about contracting energy, about of fear. Like they are now inviting fear into the process. It's not about desire anymore. Now it is about fear. What if my investment doesn't work out? And you have to understand it's actually not about, it doesn't really matter if the investment works out or not. Even if you lose money, even if something doesn't work out, just that you followed your desire is the only piece that it's important. Especially, and now comes the important distinction, if you follow a desire out of an expansive energy. You have to understand that with your investment, you put your money and your energy into a specific feeling, into a specific energy. So you are going to invest into the energy or emotion you are having when thinking about that investment. If there is neediness, this needs to work out. I need this. I can't do this. I need this. I need this to make more money in 3 months. Otherwise, I'm going to be broke. Or I need this coach. Otherwise, I'm going to die. Or I really this needs to work. There is lots of neediness, and you are investing into neediness, into this feeling of neediness. And it's actually a fear-based emotion if it's so attached. And you could rather, or what is rather important, that you invest in expansive, into feelings that give you expansion, that give you a positive vibe, so to say, like excitement, joy, happiness, adventure. And of course, there can be a little bit like excitement and fear, they are close together. However, excitement always has this element of expansion, and fear has this element of constriction. And this is the only importance about investment. It's not about if it works out or not. It is about the energy, like first the pull, the desire you have, then this intuitive hint, this is what I want now, this is my desire, this investment really calls me. And then it is about the energy you have towards that. Is it one that you want that coach, that investment to save you? Are you in deep neediness? Are you in fear? Are you in stress? Or are you in an expansive mode of wow, this calls me. This person, I want to work with this person. Or this partner, even though that partner doesn't really fit all the logical reasons of a partner, but somehow there is an expansive feeling when you think about that person and you love spending time with that person. So those are the keys. Those are the clues for you. Not all this logical stuff afterwards. Is this going to work out? No. The important thing is that you invest your time, your money, and your energy into emotions that you have at that point. And I'm also not talking, because that is normal. Usually you have this idea I really want this. I want to work with that person. You have this expansive feeling. And then this can be a short moment. And this is the key for you to understand. This moment is important. This moment is what counts. And not the fear-based thoughts later on. Those thoughts of after you, when you actually start thinking about it, and then it doesn't make sense anymore. Then it's illogical. And then all the reasons come up. Then you're focusing on the investment from your logical mind, from your conditioned mind that wants to keep you at the level where you are. It actually just wants to keep you safe. It's not against you. It doesn't want anything bad for you. It wants to keep you safe. It comes from a survival perspective. So everything that goes into expansion and into adventure and something big, this is crazy. This is attached, like fearful, like, no. Your conditioned mind doesn't want you to go there because it thinks it's unsafe. And this is why you have to trust this impulse, this first idea, this first inspired, expansive moment. This is all that you need. And if that was there, then you have a green light. If this was never there, if you always thought about a person, I want to invest with that coach, or I want to invest my time into that partnership, or I want to buy something for my house. And from the beginning on, there was this lingering feeling of, oh, I need this. I can't make this work. It's not really that this makes me happy. No, it's really oh, I need this. Otherwise, I can't make it work. Then you're already off from the beginning. And do you understand? It's such a different perspective on investments, on whatever kind of investments. It is actually not about the outcome anymore. It is about this first glimpse, this first intuitive hit. And when you spend your investment, when you spend your money, your energy, and your time on that, you will create more of those feelings, whether positive or negative. So understand, if you invest in neediness, if you invest in stress, if you invest in frantic moves and gosh, panic, you will create more of that. And if you invest in, wow, there was a moment of expansion, there was a moment of inspiration. This person inspires me. This person gives me ideas of thinking bigger, those moments. And if you invest in that, even though there is doubt afterwards, you will increase those moments of expansion in your life. So actually, investments are not about the outcome. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if you make your money back, even with financial investments. It really is. I really want you to understand the energetic sides of investments. Investing in those positive intuitive pulls and desires and those intuitive hits, this is what will create more of that energy in your life. And not all the logical thinking, is it going to work or not? Usually that already creates some kind of constrictive energy. And following that pull, this is what basically separates leaders and successful people in all areas of their lives. I'm not just speaking about successful, financially successful people, from people who stay stuck in their limiting patterns and who stay stuck in their issues, so to say. It is this ability to get over themselves and invest in their desire, just because they have this positive pull, this intuitive hint, this emotion in that moment. And they invest in that, and this is how they create more of that. And it might even be, you have to understand, it might even be that this one financial investment you make doesn't even play out. However, because you invested in that energy, you trusted in that, you will create more of that and probably get another opportunity where you make your money back a 10-fold, a 100-fold. And this was your stepping stone. If you use some kind of thread and you pull it back, first it's a little bit less, and then you let go and it just catapults you into a very different arena, so to say. So it could even be that you make an investment and it takes money out of your account and it never comes back through that channel. But it is this pull you have that then catapults you miles and miles forward. So what I really want to, let me quickly summarize what I said. I said investments, or the fear of investment, is the wrong focus. The focus is on following your pull, following your desire, and then detach from the outcome. You don't have to worry about the outcome anymore. You only have to pull that pull. You only have to follow that intuitive hint with the positive emotions, with those emotions that give you an expansive feeling, that create a feeling of abundance, of expansion, of happiness, of excitement. And if an investment gives you from the beginning on a feeling of constriction, and I don't like that, something is off, then if you invest in that, you will create more of that. So the investment is where do you put your money and your energy, and you will create more of that. So the only thing you need to know, you don't need to know if something's going to work out or not. The only thing is for you to know, I had this pull, I had this desire. There was this moment of excitement and intense joy or intense adventure or expansion. And this is where I'm going to invest my money in. Whether it comes back from that channel or not, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. And that is a 180% change in how you see investments. Because people average how investments are seen. Are they going to make me money in the long run? Is this going to work out? And I give you a very different perspective. And it does work. And what does it require? Lots of internal work. So let me get to that point. So where can this fear come from? This fear of what if my investment doesn't work out? Especially from the beginning on, so that you never make any significant investments, whatever it is, on a personal level, on a financial level, on a business level. There might be the reason that you have made investments in the past that didn't play out as expected. And I made a whole podcast episode on that topic alone. So you can go back and listen to that one. Because this is where you have to do the work. You have to clear up any lingering resentment and negative stories around past investments so that you can fully and wholeheartedly trust your own judgment again. Because it's not about that this investment failed, it's about you trusting yourself and your intuitive hints and your intuitive glimpses. So you have to go through all your past investments and find the win, why it worked out for you, either through a financial gain, a business gain, a personal gain, or a learning. It could be that you lost money. It could be that you lost business. What was the learning in that? So either find the win or the learning and clear up all past lingering resentment. The second point then is why you might fear that investments don't work out, that you believe that you can't change. You're a lost cause. You see yourself as a hopeless case. And this, again, is the inner work that has to be done by yourself. You have to start or shift into seeing yourself as powerful enough to create change and to transform any situation in your life. You don't even need to know how. You just have to have this powerful belief in yourself and shift towards a positive image of yourself so that you then see hope and believe in your success from now on. Because success is not about doing the right steps. It's about, first and foremost, believing in yourself. So if you're one of those people, and I have been there, I saw myself as a lost case. I have worked on so many different areas of my life. I saw myself as a lost case in business. I saw myself as a lost case in just normal relationships to all kind of people, like as a person who wouldn't be able to properly interact with people. Just from my past, how I grew up in a very controlled environment, in an environment that didn't let me have or create my own personality. So of course, in my 20s and even in my 30s, I always thought I would never be able to keep up with other people. I would never be able to basically do that what other people did in their teens. I would never get to that point. Or in relationships, I thought I was a lost case in relationships. I would never be able to have a loving, nurturing, positive relationship that actually works out. And this is what you have to shift first. You have to see hope in yourself. And this can come through other people. Actually, I didn't have that hope in myself. It came through people who had hope, who gave me hope and belief in myself. A therapist that worked with me, the most important phrase, and there were many, 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 he gave me was that with a loving and laughing smile, he said, "I have hope. I trust you. I have hope in you, Frau Wilmsen." Like he was speaking German. And it sounded so silly, so stupid. But this moment was a game changer for me. That someone I was actually a person who dealt and worked with people who got out of cults. So he was a psychologist, and this was his only and main, like his field of expertise. And people from around the world work with him. Like all kinds of cult people, like who want to get out, who have gotten out, who have to build their life from the ground up, or who were born into a cult and had to basically build a life, like a new life, had to reinvent themselves. And they never had that. Like we as children, we grew up in that. We didn't have a different idea of life. And hearing from that person, like when I was so hopeless and I thought, I'm a lost case and I can't live like that anymore. He was the person who showed me, who gave me this anchor of having hope, giving me hope. And this is what I needed. This was the most important point for me to shift everything around. So yeah, it can be that you hire someone just because of that, because that person can help you to get hope back. And it's worth all the money if you pay 1,000 euros for that or 10,000. If you get your life back for that, believe me, it's worth everything. And if you don't make a dime afterwards, believing in yourself and having hope for yourself again is worth millions. Like, you can't put a price tag on that. So that was the second point. Sorry, I got a little bit taken away there. And the third point I wanted to make, why people fear that investments don't work out, is that they expect the other person to bring them the results. So they think that I'm just going to invest into something because someone said that's the right thing. I don't really trust it. I don't really know how it works. I just make the investment, and now I'm entitled to success. Now I'm entitled that it works. And especially if you have a long trust issue, like if you have a long record of trust issues with people, of course, this sets you up for failure from the beginning on. And you have to understand or to learn to take your power back. Stop blaming others for your non-results or also admiring them for your results. Like, it goes both ways. You have to take your power back and understand that results are created by you and by you alone. And as long as you outsource this power to an investment, to a coach, to someone who tells you, I'm going to 10x the money through whatever kind of financial thing you're investing in, as long as you think this person is going to bring it to you, as long as you are dependent on outer circumstances and other people's promises and behavior, you will be stuck in this pattern of feeling entitled to results and then being resentful if it doesn't work that way. And you keep adding fuel to this pattern of my investments don't work out. And you invest into that and you create more of that. What I said in the beginning, what I explained to you in the beginning. So you have to stop feeling as a victim of circumstances and other people, or like a victim that others took advantage of. I had so many clients who had to work through investments of failed marketing stuff. Like one of my clients, I think it was a 6-figure investment with some marketing stuff that didn't work out. And I think in the end, we worked for a year together. And this was such a huge thing in the beginning, like to get over that, of those people have done this to me. You have to take your power back, find your responsibility, and stop outsourcing that power to other people. Other people are not those people who bring you results, whether positive, not negative ones. And if you take that power back, then you can let go of that fear, my investment isn't going to work out for me. Because you are actually the base of it. And with the detachment piece that I explained in the beginning, it doesn't even matter if it works out or not, because you are investing into an energy, into an emotional feeling, and you will create more of that. You might not know how right now. You might not see that right now, especially with the circumstances you have right now. And this is in every level. You might think, I even had that, people where they doomed that the relationship to their parents or to their kids, they thought they were doomed. It would never, ever work again. They would never, ever speak to their parents again or to their kids again. So from a rational perspective, there was no way out. And through the detachment and doing the inner work, making those investments into themselves, they shifted that. They have a beautiful relationship with their kid again. They have beautiful relationships with their parents again. Something from a logical level where they had outsourced their power, like those people or my kids or my parents did me wrong, and all of that kept them in that pattern and trapped in that energy. And this is what they had to shift. My goodness, this was a long podcast, but I really hope that you understand the power of your investments, that it is so much more than putting your money somewhere and wanting the money to get more or wanting your business to work. It is actually the inner work you have to do. You have to do the inner self-mastery piece. And you have to understand that investments are a way of choosing an emotional state. or for your whole life. So it is actually much bigger. And this is why I said in the beginning, it's a way of life. It's a way how you see and view life, and taking and claiming that what you want. Letting go of the fear, what if it doesn't work out? Investing into the emotion of excitement, following that pull, claiming and owning that what you want. This is the only thing that counts, actually. And with that, you can even let go of the fears of investments that don't work out in the way, because you know you did the right thing. You invested in your desires. You're doing the inner work. Of course, there is more to do. There is more negative self-imagery you have to shift. And this is why you have coaches like me on your side. And this will make you, in the end, more money in the bank. It will create more amazing relationships for you. It will create deep intimacy, deep connection, joy, happiness, purpose, passion, all of that. And it's not about those 10K anymore or 20K you invested and you made back or not. It doesn't matter, because it's a much bigger thing you're doing there. It has much bigger impact, the power of investing. And if you're ready to take this to the next level with me, if there was this intuitive glimpse or this intuitive hint at some point in your life that you want to work with me and shift everything around in your life and in your business, then just reach out to me, sign up for this free 15-minute call with me, Mindset Catalyst call, and we will take it from there. You find every links in my show notes, and I'm already looking forward to the next episode, which will be the 100th. 100 episodes in the podcast for successful and intuitive entrepreneurs. I'm super, super excited about that. Thank you for being on that journey with me. Okay, enjoy your day. Much love to you. Did you like this podcast episode? Then I would be super, super grateful if you gave me a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. Super helpful. And please subscribe to the podcast and share it with people who you know can benefit from it. You can find all links to my social media profiles, my website, and contact form in the show notes. And whenever you're ready to take a next step, and that means you want to live a life of more on all levels, then send me a message with where you want to go and what is keeping you where you are, like what keeps you stuck at the moment. And then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for listening, and until the next episode, much love to you, Lydia.